Well, hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today we are on board the Ryker Rally. Yes, we are. We're going out today to do a couple of little tests on this thing. We're going to start out today with a brake check. So I did a video quite a while back. I did a braking comparison between the Can-Am Spyder, a car, and a Suzuki SV650X. So the goal today is to determine where the Ryker Rally sits in the pecking order as far as braking performance. This is something that is obviously totally objective ruling because it's the performance of the Ryker itself. It has nothing to do with my opinion or your opinion. It has to do with what this little guy will do, how fast it will stop. So we're going to head out here to a road. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. We're going to head out here and we're going to give it a quick check. We're going to do a check at 20. We're going to do a check at 40. And we're going to do a check at 60 miles an hour. That's the goal. Make sure this guy doesn't come blasting around me and kill me here when I make my left turn. Alright, so make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all that jazz. Make sure your notification bells are on so you don't miss anything. We're going to come up here. There's a little bridge, and that's where we had tested it last time. That's our starting point, is the front side of it. That might have been it there. I think it was. Let's see. Yes, it was. So we're going to snap a U. There's a little concrete wall, a little bridge right back there. And we're going to be doing our braking check from there. So let's turn around. I'll put a little piece of tape on the ground. All right, so you see this little sign right here. That's going to be our start line, is that sign. That's where we're going to start our braking. I'm going to put the parking brake on, let these cars get by. This road normally is pretty dead. Hopefully it will be pretty benign and dead today. All right. So show you what I got. I got some white masking tape. That's what we're going to do. I'm just going to take a piece right here. It's going to be visible to me when I go to stop. The big thing I have to make sure is that there's no one behind me when I slam on brakes, because that never works out too good. All right, so we're just going to set that right there. So that's our start point. And then we're going to do a stop at 20 miles an hour again. Let this guy get on by. So that's going to be our braking start point. We have the piling, we've got the sign, we've got the white stripe. Going to do one at 20 miles an hour, one at 40, and one at 60. And then we go back and we measure them. And we get the true braking performance, not by the seat of my pants and not by, you know, your opinion or my opinion, but by real, actual data. All right. Again, we're going to start out at 20 miles an hour. Should stop pretty darn quick at 20. The hardest part is just, honestly, is getting it locked in at 20 to where you're not speeding up to 22 or not down to 19. You want to really be at 20 miles an hour. So you can see, it's easy peasy. Let's get up here to 20 miles an hour. 19, 20, right there. Okay, try to slow it down just a smidge. All right. 3, 2, 1, break. All right. So there's where we are. So what we did, we started at the front wheel, and we are going to put the piece of tape where the front wheel is. I'm going to tell you 20 miles an hour, you can stop on a dime. So your awareness, I'm going to tell you reaction time is probably the biggest issue you'll run into. All right, right there to the front of the tire. That was my goal, is to start it at the front like that. All right, now let's do 40. And then we'll measure. There's 20. Now what I find interesting is every time I do this is that, now I will tell you, I felt the ABS kick in, so I know I was on the brake with all she had. So there you have it. You can see that's pretty short. I mean, that's fast. Could I have been more aggressive? We'll probably try it again, but I think that's probably going to be about as good as it's going to do. So all right, this time 40 miles an hour. So here we go. Want to get right up to it as quick as we can, because we're going to be there quick. 39, 40. Here we go. 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 Brake. Yes. All right. You can see at 40, you can see our line, man. It starts to progressively get further and further. I'm curious what it's going to be like compared to the Spyder. I really am. Could we squeeze maybe another foot out of this? We'll try. We'll actually do a second round, and then I'll just move those pieces of tape if I get a better stopping distance. We're going to do each one twice. We want to make sure that we give the Riker every opportunity to succeed. All right, now 60 miles an hour. So I'm going to go down to the end of the road. That way I have a little more run up. Here we go. So we're looking for 60 miles an hour. 45, 51, 58, 9. Here we go, 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 here we go. Brake! Now that was actually quite a stop. That was really, really good. I don't think we're going to do any better than that one. I may do better at 40. You know, I may have kept my foot on it heavier for a longer period of time. There we go. All right. So let's do a 20 and a 40 again. I think that 60 is about as good as we're going to get on that one. That felt really good. That felt solid. All right. So we're going to do 40 first, and then we'll do 20 last. Alrighty. Because I feel like I kind of let off of the brake as I was stopping. You know, once you get it under control and you're like, man, I don't need to brake anymore. I want to keep my foot buried on it until it comes to a complete stop. So here we go. 35, 37, 30, 40. 40, here we go, 40, 40, 40. Come on down, come on down. Here we are at 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. Stop! Oh yes, significantly better, significantly better. That's a lot, that's a big difference. I felt like I had gypped it that time. I'll be honest with you, that first time, I really do. And I did, I gypped it by 10 feet. So I was easing up on the brake. I felt like I was, you know, and I didn't want to do that. I don't want to gyp the machine. All right. So this time we're going to do 20. And I'm going to keep my foot buried on that brake the entire time. Because I think I might have gypped it a little bit. I might have eased up a little bit. You know, so I want to really, really hit that brake lever full force. Here we go. All right, so here we go. 20, 22, 23. All right, so here we go. Let's slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Here we go. 21, 20. There we are at 20. Right there, feels awfully slow, huh? Here we go. Brake. Yep. Yep. That was way better. All right. So now let's pull the Riker over and do a little measuring. So we will pull my tape measure that I utilize for track. We'll pull this baby out. And let's do some measuring. Here we go. All right. At 20 miles an hour, we are looking at 14 feet, 3.5 inches. 14 feet, 3.5 inches at 20 miles an hour. All right, at 40 miles an hour, we are looking at 58 feet, 4 3/4 inches. 58 feet, 4 3/4 inches. All right, let's run up here to 60. Whoever used this last did a terrible job. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Coach, that is a heck of a tape measure. When you coach track, you got to have these kinds of things. I think we're looking pretty solid down here. I'm going to lose 10 pounds sweating this stuff out. Woo! Alrighty, let's pull the slack out of it. You know, if you have two people, this is a lot easier. So could you gain or lose a couple of inches? Yes, but you're not going to gain or lose much. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to straighten it out a little bit like this as I do it. All right, so we have a measurement of 136 feet and 1/4 inch. 136 1/4. So we have what we need. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Coach, is this really worth it? Yes, it is. This sort of data can save your life. All right, so we have our braking check done. All right, let me get some shades on here. Okay. Ooh, that breeze feels good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of turning methods. But we're going to do 2 passes first in a standard riding position. When I say standard riding position, it's like this. So here's a picture of me in the driveway in what I would consider like a standard riding position. Now, I'm not going to have my feet forward controlled out. I'm going to be 90 degrees at the knees. I'm going to be able to trail brake. I'm going to be able to have my elbows out. I'm going to be able to use my knees to squeeze the Riker. But I'm going to consider this a traditional riding position for you. And we're just going to take a couple of turns at a comfortable rate of speed. So I'm not going to push the envelope and be crazy. What I want you to do is see what it feels like to not push the envelope. A little bit of wind noise here. But what I'm going to do, I want you to see that you don't have to push the envelope to necessarily go faster. That's the point of all this, is that you can be safe and you can utilize techniques that might get you out of trouble. I'm not even saying go out and do this. I'm saying if you get in trouble, these are tools to have in your toolbox that will keep you from running wide and possibly running off into the ditch, hitting a tree, hitting whatever. So here's a traditional upright position. All right, so we're going to speed up to about 40. I don't know exactly how this curve's going to feel, so we're going to play it by ear. All right, so I'm sitting in here watching a little MotoGP, but now is the time when I tell you I am not responsible if you get out there and act like a knucklehead and kill yourself. This is all on you. I want you to learn from it. I want you to listen. I want you to pay attention, but also I want you to be careful. I want you to be safe. These guys right here, they're pros. They're way better than me. And I'm not saying that you're not way better than me either. I'm just telling you, everything you do, there's a level of associated risk. So just be careful. There's your warning. You be safe. All right. So I can feel that inner wheel lifting a little, which I'm not real fond of because your surface patch is cut in half when you do that. So I'm doing 46 miles an hour. It's not difficult, 47 here, and we'll come to a stop at the end. So 47 right in there. So let's turn around now that we have a feel for it, right? The tires are warmed up and your brain is engaged in curves, right? So we'll turn around here and we'll do the same thing going in the other direction. All right. So same exact thing, traditional riding position for a Riker person. We're going to speed up to that 45, 47 miles an hour right in there. So there's 49. I can tell you. So there's 48. Now I'm starting to lean just naturally, as you can see, in order to create that counterbalance. All right, so I'm at 47, 48. That's about, I'm not going to say that's the edge. I don't think that's the edge. She'll do more than that. But I want you to understand comfort versus, you know, performance, right? That's a comfortable clip, right? We'll turn around here. Stop, make sure nothing's coming. All right. This time we're going to use this position. All right, so let's talk about a traditional turn, a traditional riding position. We're 90-degree angle right here, our elbows are out, and we'll lean just a little bit into the turn. Really not getting the cheek off the seat, none of that stuff. We're just leaning into a turn. This elbow is out because if the elbow's in, you can't really turn. That's why you hear me talk about, you need your elbow out. So this elbow's out. As you lean into that turn, you straighten this opposing arm out a little bit and you bend that elbow. And you can move left and right. Squeezing with my legs, that's holding my weight. As I go to lean, my core strength is engaged and that leg is holding it on. Now that's what I would call a traditional turn, and that's how I turn on the Spyder. I also turn this way on the Spyder. This is a more aggressive turn. Now on a track bike, your toe is going to be more in, more out like this because you're worried about dragging, right? You don't want your toe to get that down low and hit the concrete as that peg lowers. But you don't have to worry about that here. So I keep my foot in a normal riding position, and what I'll do is I'm here. So this left cheek is completely off the seat and I'm here. So my head is out past this mirror and I'm looking through the turn, elbows out, right? I can push, I can pull with this arm, not a problem. I can push, I can pull with this back arm a little, but not a lot. Everything's pretty much done with this hand. Boom. So when you see me on camera, it looks like I'm doing this weird lean. That's what's actually happening. I'll show it from a different angle. Okay, so here it is, elbows out. Just a quick little lean to the left and to the right. That's basically how you're gonna be able to do it. And then when you go to make that aggressive turn, butt cheeks off, boom. You're out here. What that's gonna do is that's gonna load that internal wheel and it's gonna give you more surface patch on this internal wheel which likes to lift. This is a sidecar racing thing. You see it all the time where the person in the sidecar is moving all over the place. But that's what I'm doing. It's here. Looking through the turn, elbow out. So now you know what I'm doing. And I can easily squeeze 10 miles an hour out of any turn with that simple technique.
Woohoo!
Coach Vic, you got your Yeti?
I'm just sitting here chilling. I was watching him do his video.
How was it?
It was awesome.
All right, let's get back.
Wait for the lawnmower to quit mowing.
Yeah. Like I said, YouTube. It ain't Hollywood, baby.
YouTube isn't Hollywood. There's a lot of cuts, a lot of takes.
All right. Well, let's get this thing inside and you can rejoin the ride. All right, so we're going to speed up to 50. And I'm going to get off here and counterbalance. Looking through the turn. I'm going to look down as I cross over. That was 54, right? Coming around the other side. That was 57. So you can see that's 10 mile an hour difference. And I'm going to tell you, comfort-wise, that is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. We'll go back. We know that we can easily do it at 57. Again, we're not going to push the envelope. We're not going to do that. This is not it's not my Riker. This is BRP's Riker, and I'm not going to go crazy on it. So we're going to speed up just a little bit here as we go into our first turn. Again, I'm leaning. Left butt cheek is off. Right arm is extended. Left arm is pulling. That was just super easy. In the mid-50s. Super duper easy. Here we go. Looking through the turn. 57. So 57 is kind of that comfort zone. And here we go. All right, so we're just going to slide off. Looking through the turn now, looking through the turn, looking through the turn. The more you look through the turn, the slower you feel, right? It does something to you. And then you can actually read what is going on under you. All right. So that 57 to 58 is comfortable. It's comfortable. So there's a 10 mile an hour difference based on technique alone. And I'm going to tell you that with the lean, with the counterbalancing, I have less wiggle. I have way less wiggle. It feels more confidence inspiring. Now, I'm not telling you to do this. Do not take that and go, Coach Bob told me to do it, and then you run off in the woods and you kill yourself. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying, though, you need to know your skills, know your limitations, not my limitations. My limitations could be less than yours, or they could be more than yours. All right. So now we've done a little bit of handling. Now let's do some acceleration tests. 0 to 60. We're going to do it in all three modes. We're going to do an eco mode, standard, and rally mode, okay? All right. So what we're going to do, we got nothing behind us, making sure of that. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Coach, that's not perfectly straight, but it's straight enough for what we're doing here. All right. Because I guarantee you I can pin it without having to do that. So we're in eco mode. So it's going to be go. That's how it's going to be. Here we go. So there you go, just like that. That was eco mode. Now I know what you're saying. If you're a Spyder rider, or if and you know you kind of look at that, you go, that was pretty quick for eco mode. I think it was pretty quick for eco mode. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn around, we're going to go back to that spot. That way we get a good rendering of what's going on. Now, one of the things you're going to notice on the Riker is that when you pin it immediately, it doesn't immediately haul butt. Now, can you be on the brake and do like a launch? I guess you could. I'm not going to do that, because there's a servo drive in there, that belt, and I don't want to wear that belt out, and I don't want to do any damage to their machine. So again, I want to be conscientious while still, you know, giving you a real idea of what's going on. So it's basically we got this mild turn, and then we go to this straightaway right up here. Eco is off, so now we're in standard mode. So we're going to do the same thing, beep, 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 and number 4 is going to be it. Here we go. Boom, just like that. Pretty easy. Just pin the whole time, nothing to it. And now we're going to go into rally mode. I'm curious if rally mode is going to be faster or slower, because if you get too much wheel spin, it can actually slow you down a little bit. Again, I'm trying to keep the camera pointed at the speedometer, so hopefully we can see the speedometer. So we'll get right up here again to our sign. There's our sign. We'll turn around. Got a nice wide spot of grass right up here by this tree in this area here where we were. Plenty of room to turn. Nice. It's beautiful out here, isn't it? All right, clear both ways. Here we go. All right. Okay, so let's get up here. All right. So we'll get right here at this sign, and we will go into rally mode. Nothing is behind me. Here's rally mode. So here we go. There. All right. There you go. So is rally mode faster? The times will be right up here. I don't know. I haven't seen the times yet. The regular mode to me felt the fastest. It felt like you pulled out of the hole faster because of the rear tire spinning like it does. But I could be wrong. But by the Coach Bob seat of pant meter, the regular mode felt really faster to me. Well, I know you're finding this information beneficial, so make sure you give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And make sure you have your notification bell turned on so you don't miss any of this engaging content. So the Ryker Rally, now you know how fast it'll stop, how fast it'll go, acceleration wise, not top speed. I won't be doing a top speed. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I'm not gonna do a top speed. So last week was rally mode. Today is performance. Next week is going to be touring. We're going to find out at this Ryker Rally, when you get a few accoutrements on it, how quickly you can transfer this thing from off-road to on-road to tour mode. Because I believe it's going to be really nice. The question is, how's it going to feel on the interstate at 70 miles an hour, 75? Because my goal is to actually put this thing, we're going to want to do state roads, back roads, and interstates. We want to do it all. I want to put it all through it. My goal is to do a 400 to 500 mile day. That's my objective. Will I make that objective? I don't know, but it depends on, you know, life in general. But my intent is to do a 400 to 500 mile day. And that should be coming up next week. And we've got, obviously, you know, there will be a couple of Wednesdays that you'll see that have some installations on here too. All right, so here's the question. Do you think if I graduated my wrist a little bit, and I'm going to tell you, I think there's a little bit to that. If I didn't just pin it, I think that I could go faster in rally mode, you know, till I feel that back tire starting to break loose, and then I continue to pull that throttle back and move forward and accelerate out of the hole. I think there's probably a lot of merit to that. All right, well, there you have it. The performance side, the road performance side of the Ryker Rally. Did it meet your expectations? Did it not? Did it exceed your expectations? Let us know down below. It's through your comments that's the only way BRP is going to know how the actual user feels about the Ryker Rally. That's the only way you're going to know. So let them know. Let me know what you think. All right. Well, I'm going to go for a little bit of a ride, cool off a bit. We got some shadow right here with the trees. The sun's still a little bit high in the sky, not too bad. But I'm going to ride a little bit. So do me a favor until next time. You, yes you, go out by the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you are definitely doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day, and I will see you on the road real soon.